Hi, it's Nell, and today's video is all about Monstera Adansonii care. So stick around for that. So I upload videos on a regular basis here at YouTube all about gardening, both indoors and outdoors. So I'd love to have you subscribe, check out the videos, and come back for more. This is a very popular plant right now. It also goes by Swiss cheese vine, so I thought it would be a great time to do a care video on it. And also, it is finally cooling down here in the scorching Sonoran Desert. It's been a hot summer. It's only 97 today, so I can at least think outside. Because when it's hot, it's like just like, ugh. So, and I've done nothing but water plants all summer long, indoors and outdoors. So I think our days of over 100 hopefully are over with, or if we have one or two, that's fine. So I can get back to filming in a more real-time schedule. It is September 8th, so this one will be posting in a couple days. So hi, it's good to see you again. I just wanted to show you one of my new babies. I hadn't done a houseplant haul in about a month and a half, so I got a few of them the other day, and this is one of them, a variegated arboricola. Ooh. I've had the solid green one, grown that quite a few times, but never this one, so you know there'll be a care video coming up on it in probably about 9 or 10 months. So now we're going to get into it, starting with size. This plant is commonly sold in 4, 6, and 8-inch grow pots. Indoors, the largest I've heard one getting is 12 feet tall, but I think they can get 10 to 15 feet tall. Outdoors, when growing in their natural habitat, they can climb to 50 feet tall. And how this plant is used, it is used mainly as a tabletop plant, like you see here, or a hanging plant. When I get the trellis extension in mind, which I will show in another video, I'm going to have some of them growing, about half the plant will be climbing and half will be trailing, so I'm going to get a plant stand for this plant so it can be beautifully displayed. And in terms of growth rate, I would call this plant a fast grower. I filmed the video where I repotted it and I put the trellis in. That was filmed on May 13th, I believe. It is now September 8th, just a few months later, and already this one was right here, and it's very, very tall. That's another thing I'm going to do in the next video, or the next video I'm going to film. I'm going to prune this, but I will get into that in the pruning section. So the Monstera Adansonii, or Swiss cheese vine, is in the Araceae family, and it is a family which contains a lot of very popular houseplants, and I'm going to show you a few of them right now. And here are a few of those other houseplants in the Araceae family. Just brought out a handful to show you. At the top is the African mask plant, Pothos Enjoy, on the table on the left. Aglaonema, that one is Pink Lady or Pink Valentine. On the ground is Philodendron Congo. And then over to the right is the cousin of the Monstera Adansonii. That is the Monstera deliciosa, that very popular plant. Okay, so we're going to start with the light. Like many houseplants, it likes bright natural light, but no direct sunlight. Mine sits in an east window. It's like a couple feet away from the window. Doesn't get a lot of direct sun because the pink grapefruit tree is there, but it gets a lot of light, and I think that's why it has grown so fast. So every now and then, about every month or two, I will rotate it so that this side, faces the window, and then that side, faces, the window. But I've never grown one in low light. I wouldn't, recommend it. It'll probably get very, very thin and very spindly. So you just want to avoid that, and you also want to avoid any hot direct sun with this plant. So we'll get up a bit closer here so you can see the holes in the leaves. That's why it's called Swiss cheese vine, just like the Monstera deliciosa is called the Swiss cheese plant. Okay, now on to watering. I describe it as not too wet and not too dry. Some plants do like to dry out. This one I let dry out until it's about half to a quarter of the way dry, and then I will water it again. So you just don't want to keep it sopping wet by any means at all. I'll give you an idea of how often I water it in the summer. It's very warm here in Tucson. I'm in Arizona. So I water it about every 7 to 9 days. It is now in an 8-inch pot. And in the winter, I water it about every 14 to 20 days. But I have done posts and videos on both winter houseplant care, and also I've done a guide to indoor houseplant watering, which I think you would find helpful. I will leave the links in the blog post and also down in the description box. So I'm going to go into humidity a little bit. This plant loves it. It's native to the tropical jungles, so it's a little stretch in this dry climate here. You'll see some brown tips on the leaves, and that is in reaction to the dry air, but it seems to tolerate the dryness in our homes just fine. Sometimes in Tucson there's 7% humidity. I think today it's actually kind of high. I think it's like 25% humidity, so I'm sure the plant is feeling a little bit better with that. But I give this plant a good spray with water once a week, just to wet the foliage down, and also to up the ante on the humidity for like a minute or two. Over here at the work table, where I think you can see this plant better, and it was starting to sprinkle a little bit. It's rained maybe one day all summer long, and now that I want to film. Anyway, it wasn't supposed to rain today, but we need it, so I might have to wrap it up early. But I want to talk about pruning. And I'm not going to show you the pruning in this video because I'm going to do a separate pruning video, a separate pruning and propagating video, because this plant does get, leggy. It does grow so fast, gets spindly, so you would prune it to either pinch it. You can either pinch it, just do some tip pruning, or do some more aggressive pruning to control the size, or to propagate it, which I am going to do too. So I will do a separate video on propagating this plant. But I will tell you that just like the arrowhead plant and the pothos, this plant is very easy to propagate from stem cuttings, which you will see in a future video. Now on to pets, like cats and dogs. Because it is in the Araceae family, it is toxic. It is considered to be toxic to pets. So I will leave a link in the blog post to the plant on the ASPCA website so you can see in what way it is toxic, and then you can use your own judgment on that. And by the way, this cutie is another plant in the Araceae family. It is called Monstera minima. It's not the Monstera genus, like this is Monstera and the Swiss cheese plant is Monstera. It's just called that because the leaf is very similar. And I wasn't going to repot this year, but I think I might, because I want to train it, so it's I don't want it to get too far out of shape so it's not untrainable. but I just wanted to show you how similar it was, or it is. So this is really a very easy plant to maintain, just like the Swiss cheese plant is very easy to maintain. Also, it does grow really fast, and you have the option of having it climb up or trail down, so it's kind of a fun, versatile plant that way. Alrighty, so yes, I did finish up the video. The raindrop stopped. I got the pruning and the propagating video done, and here's the trellis extended up. It looks a little awkward, but they always do at first when they're pruned. Vines, I was a landscape gardener for years, and vines always look a little strange when you just train them, so it'll fill in because it's been pruned. It was pruned about 20 inches off of those two top ones, and I tipped pruned all the other ones, so I want to keep it at about this height for now anyway. The raindrops are coming down, so I don't care about me getting wet or the plant. I just don't want the camera and the microphone to get wet. So I hope you have found this video about Monstera Adansonii care to be helpful. I have a lot more videos coming your way, so stay tuned for those. I thank you for all your likes and your comments. I really appreciate them. Now let's get into our indoor gardens and make our worlds a more beautiful place. As always, I thank you so much for watching, and I'll catch you in the next video. Bye!